as well as supporting some state and international projects. Mr. Secretary?
I think we're here.
Some are out there enjoying the sunshine. The minutes of your February 26th meeting are on the table. Our song leader and maestro, Mr. Cook, would you like to do your thing?
Buddy, say happy sunshine day. Anybody been golfing yet? Bedford Club out by mine, they're just starting to think about opening, so it should be soon, you know, but earlier they were finishing a practice round at the golf course. 3 of the golf clubs went into the 19th hole to have a drink to celebrate. Okay, so the putter, he goes up to the bar and orders a gin and tonic and goes sits down. Then the 9-iron goes up there. He says, "I'll just have a Jack and Coke." All right, that'll be fine. Then he goes sits down. Next 3rd club comes up and says, "I'll just have a water. I'm the driver." Do this. We got birthdays today, so everybody's gonna stand up here in a minute. We're gonna do some birthdays for that. All right, so why don't everybody just stand up and we'll start doing the birthdays. We got going. We have lots of birthdays. Larry Yarder, who's not here. Scott Swank in the back. Diane Elliott, that's up here. And it's my birthday Friday. So we're just gonna do happy birthday lines, all right? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lions. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, now, as we try something new, this is the first time we're gonna do this song out of the D. Davis Lions Songbook collection, all right? New song tonight. Next meeting, I hope to bring my 1-man band to help accompany this. So, well, hopefully that will hold together. All right, so we're doing song number 4. All right, and some of this is a little wordy, so just kind of mumble, sing right through it and just roll along as we do. All right, this is as the lions go roaring along, which is the same tune as cases go rolling. Okay. Da 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 da. Okay, and then you have that high part. Okay, all right. So here we go. All right. 1, 2, nice and easy. 4. That is a march. 2, 3, 4.
In our den once again, we all gather round and then we will pack up our troubles and roar. King of peace at his feast is not trouble in the least. All our cares we have left at the door. For it's roar, lions roar, river and roar some more. Snap up the tune and make it strong. With all our breath, we'll make the other step. For the lions go roaring along.
Second verse.
There's no such word as fail. We're around the Dixon Trail while the lions go roaring along. We'll put him down and out. We'll talk about when the lions go roaring along. For it's do or die. The lions make a try. We roar out the challenge loud and strong. For whatever we try to do, to put it through, as the lions go roaring along.
All right, good job. Okay. Keep that in mind for next meeting, all right? God bless America. Thanks you. One with figure. 1, 2, ready, go.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Yeah. I think
Diane, you're up.
Diana Elliott has a pledge tonight.
Okay, everybody else helps, you don't think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Muriel has the invitation tonight.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege to meet this evening. It is with heavy hearts that we are remembering our dear Lion friend, Brian Winsauer. Brian was a shining light to all who knew him. His middle name could have been Service. We thank you, Lord, for his life well lived. Thank you for our members who are here this evening. It is always a pleasure to be in the company of great lions. We miss our members who are absent, but may they know they are never forgotten by us. Thank you for the leadership of our club, the many service projects that are coming up in March, the styrofoam collection, our spaghetti dinner, making pillowcase kits, the district convention or conference. We thank you that we have great members to help with these projects. Thank you for bringing Robin Smith and Krysthyna Fermin from Battle Creek Reading Buddies. May we not forget March is Reading Month. Reading is so important in our lives. Thank you for the venue and the excellent service. Thank you for our Zoom meeting. We learned many ways to succeed, to get new membership. We pray we will always remember our service pillars and our Lions motto, we serve. Thank you and take us home safely until we meet again. Amen. Amen.
Very great serious city lion.
Bring back the soils, my lions and my neighbor Diane.
City Lion, like Goosack.
Imperial City Lion, Dorothy Bossy.
Sue Rose is now.
Almost. Ryan Cook, so you'll say the line?
Muriel Walters, serial city, I am an associate member of that area line.
Eric Dean, Serial City Lion.
Brian Trainer, Serious City Lion.
Communities and Schools of Michigan. Kay Smith, Serial City Lion.
Krysthyna, Fermin, Communities and Schools.
Roger Bossy, Serial City Lion.
Bob Harvey, Serial City Lion.
Joey Mackey, Serial City Lion, got something in my eye. What's up? It's coming.
You don't have to cry, it's okay. Good to see you too.
Right.
As far as the zone goes, there's, as you can see, the Serial City has a lot of activities on the backside of the agenda coming up. And there is plenty of time to still register for the district convention. I talked to them and registration is low right now, but I know that Lions tend to be late in registering. But Serial City is well represented, which is wonderful. There's also spring training coming up, and I was able to get some information on that as far as it's going to get Vanderhook Lake on April 24th. They're going to have president, secretary, treasurer, tail twister, lion tamer training, as well as they're still working it out for sure, but winter camp, district cabinet member panel discussion, membership and recruiting, and lion etiquette classes. And that's 5:30 till 8 on April 24th, Thursday evening. Dinner included. As Bedford soup and salad, there's the third Thursday of the month. The March 20th and April 17th. So 2 left shifts this year. Battle Creek Post is looking for members of 4 to do blind bowling. Be one frame of bowling. It's $100 a team. And that is on May 18th. And Penfield will be doing on April 25th and 26th their white cane candy sales at the Penfield Shell and Family Fair, and then on the 25th only at the Morgan Road C-Store. And they have also changed their location of where they're going to be meeting, starting in April. If anyone wants to attend their meetings, they are coming to Clara's, starting in April, so. And as I've had plenty of extra cupcakes from the zone meeting on Monday, so they're sitting here in the corner. Everyone, please feel free to take 1 or 2. I don't want to take them home.
Okay, so would you like to give the mic to Kay?
Yes.
Okay, it's on the sheet, right? Membership, registration fee, there's no registration fee, June 30th, so when you're talking to those potential members, let them know that that's been waived through and join before the end of June. Looking forward to those new members.
Roger's got his hand up.
I just want to say Karen's on Zoom.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
So you, as you came in tonight, bought your membership and other tickets at the table up there. There is a glass jar. If anyone has a couple of bucks or some change they want to throw in there, we're collecting for the coldest night of the year, which is for the South Michigan Food Bank. We're collecting through March 31st. It helps to refill their coffers. They're going through a lot of food this year. You know, anything that you give would be gratefully appreciated.
Thank you. Would you like to give the microphone to Roger Spriggs, please?
Okay, we're still doing the line of the year ballot. Tonight was the night to turn all the ballots in.
if you got a ballot and you've not put it in, let me have it before the end of the evening, just fold it up and put it in the box. I'm going to ask Dave Mace to open the box with me, because he's not here very often, he doesn't know many of the members, so keep it honest. If you didn't get a ballot yet, let me know, I've got some extra ones. It's a night to turn them all in when we honour a great mind, so please do that, thank you.
Jean isn't here, would you like to hand the microphone to your wife?
You don't want to do it. Excuse me, the spaghetti dinner is coming up very shortly, on Tuesday night, the 25th. And I know we've got a lot of money coming in already, and I appreciate it. Still have a few slots open if people want to come and work. We have 3:30 to 5:30 and 5:30 to 7. Anybody else need extra tickets? I've given out 10 extra tickets already tonight, which is nice. Anybody have any questions? Oh, yes, that's
Someone
right.
turned in, Jane's not here tonight, she's got food.
Yeah.
But somebody gave me this envelope with spaghetti dinner tickets in it.
Oh, with money? With
Yeah,
money, right? Yeah,
yeah.
Is that
that
for
was
you?
me.
Is that the extra tickets that you got? 'Cause-
Two extra tickets.
Okay, 'cause
We still
Dorothy
have the
gave
two.
Okay, Dorothy gave me some as
You gave
well.
us 4, so
Yeah,
that covers
so
them all.
Perfect. So,
Bossy.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just-
boss, yeah,
but bossy.
yeah, Roger Boss. Anybody else questions?
Thank you.
All right.
My account appreciate it.
I will give it back to you.
Do you have a message from Jane about the drawing?
Just if you have the tickets out there, or if you need more tickets to sell, give her an email or give me a call or let me know. If you have money to turn in, either bring it to me, this meeting or the next meeting, you can bring it to. We'd like to have all the money turned in by the first meeting in April, so we can get all those mailed out, because the drawing starts in May, so.
And the more we sell, the more money we get back.
Yep.
So sell. Back to spaghetti. If you haven't gotten your tickets for the spaghetti, remember, it comes in a nice little plastic dish and it slips right into the freezer. You don't have to do anything but freeze it. Not the salad so much, but the spaghetti. About a 10-minute break to talk to people at your table, and we should all get our food during that time too.
And I'd like to introduce our guest speaker tonight is Robin Smith. She's Program Director, Literacy, College and Career Readiness. Robin is a dedicated educator and leader with over 20 years of experience in education. I don't want to hear any comments here. A proud graduate of Michigan State University.
I knew I would start something.
Michigan is, I'm sure she can hold her own if you guys really want to go to a tour. Robin has served as a literacy media specialist in the Lansing School District, supporting students in their academic growth and literacy development. In addition to her work in education, Robin has been deeply involved in community leadership. She served as a trustee on the Lansing Community College Board for 13 years and contributed her expertise on a national level as a board member for the Associate of Community College Trustees for 7 years. Robin has been with communities and schools for over 4 years, serving in various capacities, including student support coordinator, alumni network manager, and most recently as the director of partnership for literacy in college and career readiness. As a partnership director for literacy, college and career readiness, Robin continues to advocate for student success empowering young people with the skills and resources they need to thrive. And this is, March is Literacy Month.
March is reading month.
And we also have with us tonight, Krysthyna Fermin is also a program director. So we'll start with Robin.
Go green. As in such, go green, go white. I knew I was gonna start something when I came over here, but let's just say we won the Big Ten. And I'm getting ready for, the big tournament, so we're gonna see how that goes. And they got a good standing this year, so I'm proud of it.
Do you want to play next year?
Would you?
There's a second mic as well, but you gotta hold it up close.
First of all, I want to thank everyone for, making space for us in your meeting. Thank you, everyone, for making space in your meeting for us. I am very familiar with the Lions Club in Lansing as well as in, Waverly. I'm from Lansing and, it's such a great pleasure to come down. I was the alumni network manager for 2 years in Battle Creek, where I spent a lot of my time with, Battle Creek Central as well as with WK. So I feel like I'm at home. And not to mention that we had Claire's in Michigan, and so I was super excited when I was coming to Claire. It's on the river, so I was like, yes. And I love the history of it, and that it was from on the railroad and having stations. And I will say that although the Lansing one is no longer a Claire's, there is another restaurant there, and it still does have the integrity of the building, and I love that. I feel like I'm at home with you guys because I feel like I'm going to be preaching to the choir. Because you guys are very much familiar with service and giving back to your community. And so we just want to talk about some of the ways that you can give back to the community through communities and schools. And if you've never known anything about communities and schools, I'll have you go to the next slide.
Let's see if it's gonna work.
If it doesn't, we just want to talk about how building meaningful relationships is what helps students thrive. And what we have found is that if you get one meaningful relationship in the building, you can change the life of a child. And it's so important that students can have someone that is on their side and they feel like is advocating for them, and that's what we do. Being present matters. One of the biggest obstacles that they have in schools now is attendance. And I often say this, that's why we have gaps in learning. That's why students fall behind because of attendance. We don't make a judgment about it because there's so many different reasons why students are not able to attend. And I taught in the classroom for 15 years. And I always made my students feel welcome when they came. I never made them feel guilty because I often say kids are not responsible for what they're born into. And so we want to make sure that we make it easy for them. When students show up by connecting with them, it's a critical support and resources that they need to be successful in the classroom and beyond. Graduation is so important. What we have found in many studies is that if a student is not proficient by 3rd grade, they are 4 times more likely to drop out of school. It's a huge indicator. And it is a pattern that has not decreased. And I believe the pandemic has a lot to do with causing our students to fall behind. So whatever we can do in terms of trying to be helpful with our students and helping, that's what we want to do. And community schools goes out of the way to do it. Everyone that I work with has had passion. I love Krysthyna's passion. Krysthyna's new with our organization, but I love her passion. And so to have people that are passionate in the room, it really makes it work. I just want to share with you some of our pillars. Equity is our pillar, accountability is our pillar, excellence is our pillar, as well as integrity. The one thing that I have learned with communities in school, which I can be honest and say that I benefited from communities in school prior to actually working for them. For 7 years, I was the librarian in my district and had communities and schools in my buildings. And so I got a chance to see the impact that they can have in terms of providing resources and supports for our students, you know, helping to unlock their potential. It's more than just basic needs, but yes, basic needs are important. If you don't have basic needs, then it really deals with the student's esteem. They come in at a disadvantage, and that's why we say equity, because we're trying to make sure that even in terms of education, that we bring them up to where they have parity with their peers, and many times that doesn't happen. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is so important just because they need to see themselves, and sometimes they see faces that don't look like them. And so it's really great to know that when we have, I say multicultural, multi-denominational, multi-age in our building, that's very, very critical because kids see what's in the building, and it's great when they can look and see themselves. Our priorities for the year are to uplift education equity, health equity, and execute restorative practices that move, restore relationships, because relationships are important with our teachers, with administrators. And I don't know about you, I had a very positive experience when it came to school, but even some parents have not had a positive experience with school. And so they're afraid to kind of come in, they're afraid they're going to be judged, and we want to try to get rid of those barriers. I have the next one. All right. And so it's really, really important that we understand that communities and schools is not just here in Michigan, but it's all throughout the country. We are in at least 26 of the states here. And when you see all the districts that we are a part of, you can see the impact that we can have. And I always say we're better together. And so the wonderful thing about communities and schools is that they bridge partnerships with the community, and each community is different. And so we're looking to see what community organizations are there, what businesses are here. And I say people don't often volunteer or give until you give them a reason. And we have seen an impact with our students, not just financially, but also with volunteers. Volunteerism, I don't have to preach it to you all, which is why I say I'm preaching to the choir. Because when I looked at all the things on the back of your agenda, I like being in a meeting, so it's really good to see what happens. And so it's been great to see all the different things that you guys do. Can you take me to the next? So across the nation, we are really excited for everyone to know exactly what we are doing. It's important that we are one of the largest and most effective dropout prevention programs in the United States. We have a network of nearly 128 nonprofit organizations and 26 states, including the District of Columbia. We serve 1.62 million students annually and 2,900 public schools in urban, suburban, and rural communities. I like to emphasize that it's urban, suburban, and rural communities, because all communities need help. And sometimes folks don't really realize the unique needs of each community, and it's so important to have that shape for you. And so I'm sure you're asking yourself, okay, so this sounds pretty cool. What are some of the ways that you can get involved? Volunteers, tutors, higher education partners, businesses. If you have a business and you would like to donate, or you would like to donate your time, it's a wonderful way to do it. Alumni, we have a lot of alumni that are from communities and schools of Michigan, and I learned a lot about them because as I was the alumni network manager, I would bring some of those students in to talk about how their graduation was for them, talk about their journey. I tell them everybody's journey is different. There's different pathways, there's different paces. And so don't stop out is what I tell them. Don't stop out and know that your journey is just different. Also, local organizations, libraries, human service agencies, civic organizations, all of these really bridge, I say, that are the fingers of the community. And then they lock together to support our students. Can we go to our next one? Oh, I'm sorry, I just did that one. I'm going pretty fast. It's not hard for me to talk about communities and schools because I feel so passionately about it. Like I said before, I started with the organization, which is why I was happy about interviewing with them. I saw the impact that they can have. In particular, we want to talk to you about a program that we're really proud of. It's called Reading Buddies. And I literally can remember when I was in school, they would have the upper L kids, meaning those 7, that they would read to the younger children. Well, this is a very similar program in that they need to have volunteers and the impact. And so I'm gonna let Krysthyna now talk about reading buddies, the impact that it has. And I often say that volunteerism, not only do you impact others, but it also impacts you. And that's why I said preach to the choir, because you guys know, and that's why you're doing it. So here's Krysthyna.
So I share with you some literature regarding what we're doing with reading buddies, and like, Ms. Robin said, this is just a one-on-one meeting, 30 minutes with one of our elementary Bearcat students here in Battle Creek Public Schools. Currently I'm managing 9 of the 10 schools in Battle Creek, 6 of the 7 elementary schools. So right now, I'm just here to ask if you will willingly come to our schools once a week and be paired with one of our students and just read one-on-one with them, or play some phonemic awareness, phonics, letter naming and identification, games with them that we provide for you. We provide you with the student, we pair you up with the student, we provide you the space. You just have to come up with your best attitude and read with that child. Let me tell you right now, we have 22 volunteers. So the program is impacting 44 students because we do 30-minute slots. Generally, the person likes to go for an hour. So they read for 30 minutes with a student and then 30 minutes with another one. And the face of those students, when they see their reading buddy coming through the door, it's undescribable. And then when the days that the tutor cannot go, they're like, oh. But then the next day, next week when you come back, they're so excited and so willing to tell you what happened in their week and like get to know why you didn't come, because I've heard the question. So you didn't come this week, so what happened? They held you accountable for sure. So the biggest impact that we've seen with reading buddies, where if I'm addressing an audience that is data driven, now that we all like some numbers, we have seen a slightly impact or improve in these students' literacy scores for just 30 minutes a week, compared to the ones that did not get that support. So that's why we're here, like I'm going out in the communities, like how we can come and bring more individuals, caring individuals, that really want to put a foot forward for our future leaders, because even though it's so very cliche, these are the students that are going to be leading new businesses, and who knows, it's gonna be the next president of the United States. So right now, if you decide and come and work for us and read with those children, you are just like planting a little seed that is going to germinate and bloom in 20 and 30 years. So if you have any questions, I share some literature. I share with you 2 things so you can take home. This is a small, the orange one is a small cheat sheet of what community schools do and what are the services that we provide. Because even though I'm here talking to you about Reading Buddies, which is an academic program, we also provide, like Ms. Robin said, other supports, social emotional learning, basic needs, food, clothing, hygiene products. So that is also like part of what we do. We also have caring adults in the building that check on these students. Like they say, hey, good morning, how are you? Because sometimes these students don't have that interaction. Teachers, I'm one of them because I'm still teaching at the higher education level. Sometimes we don't have the time to establish those meaningful relationships with our students. Our student support coordinators have that time. So just a cheat sheet of what we do. And the other one that has a cup reading with the other student, because we do have a cup reading at Verona Elementary. This is the one that gives you the information regarding the program. In the back, you're going to have a QR code, which you can use your phone to scan and complete an enrollment form. And I will be in contact with you if you want to do that. If this is complicated, please, at the end of your meeting, please approach us and we can have you get your contact information. Using hard copies. We have hard copies and we don't, like, if you prefer, we can contact you online, like by via phone, and we can set up another meeting to give you more details about the program if you want. Thank you so much.
Can you go to slide number 10 for me?
Yeah.
Because we think it's really important that you know what the program, the benefits of it, why it really matters. It strengthens literacy skills, it builds positive relationships, it boosts students' confidence. And I can say from being an educator that a student sometimes has more behavioral issues in the classroom because they're struggling with reading and they don't want other people to know. And so having that additional support there means so much. I remember my son, I said, you see, Mom, I said, no, you just learn differently. And so it's up to us to figure out how you learn and to get the additional support that you need. And all of my children, he was the one that needed tutoring. And tutoring can be very expensive, which is why it's wonderful if we can offer these supports within the classroom and within those buildings, because it is very expensive. And of all of my children, he is the best reader. They called him Johnny Cochran because he could argue a case like nobody in business. And he's 33 and he still does. But they said he gets it from his mom. I'm sorry. But it's so important to know that the foundation is so important, and just little efforts make a big impact. We go to the next one that shows the celebration, because we have a year in celebration. This is the invitation that went out. It's Reading Buddies Appreciation. We all win. And I can say, when you bet on this program, we're all winners. There are no losers. And I always say that when you bet on, I always bet on myself. Bet on yourself. That if you get involved, that you're going to have an impact. And all of them are super excited. I love looking at your bookmark, because they received a bookmark. They also received a water bottle, but what I love most is the student that you'll see on the left side. This was a young lady that could not wait to come to talk about Reading Buddies and how much she enjoyed it, what it did for her, and the impact. And as soon as her reading buddy came in, she ran. I had no doubt who her reading buddy was, and she wanted to sit next to her reading buddy. But then hearing how the reading buddy themselves were impacted. They said, first, I didn't know all the needs that were in it. What more can I do? And they didn't know how they would fall in love with their students. And I often tell my students, and they say, I don't like reading. I said, reading is a skill for life. Reading is a skill for life. And if you learn, I said, maybe we just have to figure out the types of things you want to read about. And so we try to make sure that those students have books that are subjects that they want to read about, but also have the basic things to build the foundation and blocks. And most of the time, it's just a little small gap. It may be fluency. The more you read out loud, some students don't like to read out loud because they don't have that tendency. But when they're with their reading buddy, they feel safe, and so they're willing to take those risks. State Farm was one of our multi-year donors that contributed to the program. And so we're always looking for businesses to participate. We're looking for even your employees that you have and say, hey, we're going to take a day, and even if you can't commit to the entire year, there are other ways that you can get involved. But it's just so critically important, and it just does so much for you. My daughter, we were looking for some readers for Holly Park Academy in Lansing. I was like, oh, I want to do that Reading Buddy program here. And I was like, man, I've overlooked my daughter in my own house. How did I do that? She volunteers with the Magic Johnson Foundation, and they read to students. And so I texted her and I said, hey, I need you and all your recruits, all your friends to get together, and let's talk about how you guys can commit to doing it in schools. And she said, no, we never thought about doing it in schools. We normally go to students, that kids that may be in shelters, or kids that may be having a hard time. We go to some of the community centers, but doing it actually in school, it's like, wow, hadn't thought about it. And I'm like, how did I miss that? It was right in front of me. But many times, unless you know what is needed in the school, then you can know how you can partner. And if you didn't know, now you know. And we would love to have you participate in any way that, any capacity that you can, be it financial support, be it a certain drive. We've had basic needs drives. We've had all kinds of ways that you can participate. And with that, I'm going to entertain any questions that you have.
Also, 1 year commitment.
9 months. Well, now the school year is almost over. So we would like for you to make the commitment. I'm so sorry. I thought that I was using my teacher's voice. So preferably, we would like the person to do the commitment for the entire academic year. Because like I said, the students build that relationship and they expecting you. Of course, if there are days that you're sick, we totally understand and we communicate to the students saying, hey, their reading buddy is not coming because they're sick. Or if you have a planned vacation, please take your vacation, go to Florida, enjoy the sunshine, right? And we just communicate to the student. But we would like to have the consistency, just to have that person coming regularly to read with that child.
How do you place your volunteers?
We ask them, do you have a preferred school, based on where you live that you would like to go? So again, we are at Verona, Dudley Elementary, Post Franklin, Lamora Park, Valley View, and Fremont International. Currently, we're not at NJ, but we're gonna be there this year.
You might have said this, but what's the age group?
So we do elementary, K-5.
Okay. K through 5, okay.
Are they referred or how do they get into the program?
So yeah, that's a very good question. So the teachers say, I have so-and-so who's struggling with reading is not at grade level. So if you can get that extra support, we'll be happy about it. And the need is high.
I just want to talk about just a couple of programs that we have. Like today, I was at a literacy day in Lansing, and they had a guest author. So the guest author was there, and she got to read the book that she had written. And so it was great to hear the kids. What's an author? Someone who writes books, what's an illustrator? Someone that does the pictures. And it was really, they were super excited. So we were able to provide that for 4 grade bands in that school. And it was wonderful. And so they've been asking now, we can purchase 5 books as a minimum for the guests to come. But that's something that can also happen is where maybe we have an author that we have. Maybe purchasing the books that would be provided, even if it's just for 1 class to have those books. That's another way to get involved. We know that Rocket Reader Night is being sponsored by Fremont International. So they're getting ready to have their literacy day. Birdie's Mobile, Book Mobile.
Verona is doing the same thing. Most frankly, there's a lot.
It's a lot going on, and we want you to be a part of it. Birdie's Book Mobile is on the east side of the state, and they literally have, like, I don't know if you remember when the libraries used to have the bookmobile that would come and you would go and check out books. This bookmobile has free books, and these are brand new books that students can choose. It goes all the way up to high school, K through 12th grade. And I love that because they're getting ready to expand, and I can't wait. Because that means that more schools are going to be able to be in, and they've already committed to do their mobile for the month of March and the month of April. And now that I got that great segue, in April, it is, because I deal with literacy, is financial literacy month. And so maybe you say, well, you know, my business is finances, and maybe I can help with a financial literacy night. Absolutely, you sure can. You sure can. So there's many ways to get involved. We got a donation from Storehouse Community Resources out of Grand Rapids, where we went and actually did a day of service where we helped sort books for students, and there were student teachers that were there. Another nonprofit was there, and each person that was able to participate received 253 books for their kids, and these were scholastic books. And as a librarian, I was like, okay, so some folks were like, I'm only up to 150. I'm like, oh, no, we don't leave books on the table. And so I would go through and find out more books for them to get. They've been using them for their literacy days. Also for Black History Month, they were able to use them because we were able to get books about Black and brown kids, and it was just awesome. And so those are some of the things that we've been able to do. And with more help and support, as we say, many hands make the work light. And we look forward to seeing how you might help lighten the load for what's needed in school. And every small bit of time goes so far. Are there any other questions? Yes.
What kind of training do you do with your volunteers?
So I would like to say that I'm a PhD candidate for literacy at Western Michigan University. So I do the training. There's a video in that form. And if you need extra support, I can come in. Like I already purchased so many materials, like about phonemic awareness, like I said, letter naming recognition. And if you need any extra support, I am more than happy to come here and teach you all the wonder of sounds and letters.
And the great part about it is just having someone that can read with you. I still remember having that reader that read with me because we liked having, someone come in. They were MSU college students that used to come in. MSU education students would come. That's the benefit of, being close to Michigan State University, is that their students would come into Lansing schools and they would volunteer. And I still remember my kids saying, Miss Katie was my reader, and or you see them out, because I was telling my students, they get so amazed that teachers actually go to the grocery store. There's Miss Katie, she's at the grocery store. But when they would be out in different places and see their readers in the community, they forge such a relationship with them that they really become friends. And that's why it's really called Button, because that's really what you become. And it's a wonderful asset to have Krysthyna with our organization, because she's able to bring elements to the program that are more than just sitting and reading, but can help empower you with different ways and different strategies that can help students. Where you, God bless you, where you don't have to feel intimidated by, this whole reading thing you're doing is different. We didn't do phonics, or we didn't do that. But you'll be equipped to be able to do what you feel comfortable with doing. And that's the good part about it, is that we meet you where you are. And just like with the students, we meet them where they are, and then we carry them on. And I believe that happens also too with our reading guides. So.
Like I said, I just purchased a lot of resources, and also level like equitable books, just to give the student the opportunity to read independently. But also we know, and in the literacy board, literacy scholars also push for true literature, besides the decodables, the math, sat, and the math, and there's a cat. That is important because they're using words in context, but that is not teaching them something valuable. So all that I will explain to you all. So we're looking for a mix of like you're supporting them, but also like introducing them to the magic world of words and other experiences, and that you only get through literacy.
I grew up in a household where I'm dating myself, but we'll date together. Reader's Digest always had vocabulary words and vocabulary lists. And my dad would put them on the refrigerator, and you would try to see by the end of the week and each week how many of those words, one, you knew how to spell, you knew what the meaning was, and then you had to use it in a sentence. And one of my favorite words was jubilant. And I would go to school and say, I'm so jubilant. I was like, it was cool because I knew a word that they didn't know, and I could tell them what it meant. It was joy, it was to be happy. And so then all my other friends, oh yeah, she's jubilant today, you can tell. And so there's just so many wonderful memories that I have. I love that's what really got me into teaching was the reading, because I tell everyone that I was a slow reader. And I remember Miss Terry was my assistant. I did not get that A-I-O-U. I just didn't get it, didn't get it. And so I fell behind in reading. And when I was talking to my mom about it, she goes, I don't remember that. And it was because I struggled in silence. And that happens a lot with kids. And so I became the top reader, best reader. I was always the one with my hand up because I could read for understanding. In fact, when I'm doing things and I'm seeing things, and they'll something in front of me that I haven't read, will say, how did you read that like that? Because I've learned how to read with understanding. And sometimes it's just slowing things down with kids. You slow it down for them, they can catch up. There are no more questions then. I just want to thank you all for allowing us to be here and opening up the doors. You're such a great group and you're such a busy group. I love this because when I turned, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I need to catch up because I thought I was doing a lot until I came to you guys. You guys do a lot. And thank you for all that you do in the community. And if you see a way that you can participate and help with reading buddies or any other program that we may have, we would love to have your support. Thank you so much for your time. I think I'll give this back to your brother. And I'll be giving you.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the invitation. Sharing was one of the words that we learned at our literacy day. The book was called Read the Bright Side. Read the Bright Side, and sharing with caring, and they talk about all the different things that you can share. All right, here's your president. Thank you. Yes. Reading. The amount of words they hear depends on how well they'll do in school. If you have a child who hears less than 400 words a week, they're going to be the ones that need your help. When you get up into with children that in the families that read to them, read themselves. If they read 1,300, 1,500 words, they're the kids that are the top of your class. That's an educator talking, I can tell. Thank you for that.
That's a reading teacher talking. Thank you very much. It was a delightful program.
Thank you.
And an informative one too. Everybody ready to win some money? While we're getting ready to win some money, you'll see some lavender ribbons on your table. Besides March being Reading Month, it's also Cancer Support Month. And one of the ways you can show your support for people that are suffering from cancer or their families is to wear your lavender ribbon and show your support. So if I just stick it on the back of my pin, thank you. So please pick up the lavender ribbon and wear it. Diane, who's giving away money?
Ryan, $26.50.
The white ticket, white ticket.
Check my white tickets.
All in one person. Okay, big buck.
Big buck.
I don't know about doing.
All right, pick us a lucky winner.
Oh.
Big bucks, no winnies. Last digits 8505.
I got 18, Brian.
That's me.
Oh.
Yeah. And she didn't know it.
Oh, yeah.
She sold tickets.
Attendance drawing $8.75.
It's $8.75. Remember, you have to be here at the last meeting as well as here tonight.
Not here.
So it rolls over again. One more, the card draw.
Blue ticket is 2341.
Oh. 2341.
2341.
Oh.
So the winner of the raffle gets to pick a card out of. Yes, you did it. I'm gonna. So. I'm gonna get out of your way, Diane. We're kind of locked in here.
Thank you.
It's the spade for the big money.
There, you would know it by there.
I knew that's the one he was gonna pick. Oh,
10 of hearts.
10 of hearts.
Got to show the crowd. Show the crowd.
10 of hearts.
Now we tear it up.
So rip it up. Tear it up.
So what card are you looking for?
Ace of spades.
And what do you get once you get?
Whatever the pot is. So we put money every time somebody buys a ticket that goes into the to the pot. And so
Okay.
then when it's,
So it
somebody
gets
wins.
like
Yeah.
something. The same.
So it's, and then they split it half and half with the club and then whoever the winner is.
Okay. This people.
One for the speaker tonight, interesting program, two speakers. The price of one, that's good. The other one is.
Right.
We hope, the sixth of the time that may surgery this week. It's still recovering. One great speaker.
I think that's the one that I need that was on the table. Maybe.
One for the speakers, I think that the Reading Buddies program, this is an amazing thing. And it's not just for elementary kids. I think you want to try, one of my son's fifth grade teacher moved up to the middle school and he read to his kids there, and he said that was the only time that they were quiet. Was when they were being read to, because no one had ever read to them before. And so it's not just for little kids, it's for big kids too. And the other one is these last 2 sunny days certainly makes me think spring might be coming. I know that there's always a chance for more snow, but the sunshine feels great.
Great.
I want to say thank you to everybody here in our Lions Club, your life family. Scott and I have been through a lot in this last couple of months, and for everybody that has reached out to us and calls and bringing us meals and texts and everything with all the procedures, with this procedure and everything. It's, but our Lions fan is just like another family to us, and we really appreciate it. And another one for everyone that has supported me when I'm zone meetings and like that. Again, thank you for everything. Thank you.
It's okay.
So grateful for being here, being part of the unit organization that freely prays and shows that there is great to be able to create and be at the time of life and revolution and continue to be this type of people. So, thank you.
Down with each of our guest speakers tonight. Yeah. I'm thinking we all learned a lot, and I'm hoping we'll be able to help out the Reading Buddies.
Oh, thank you.
Anybody else?
Yes, $2 here for the presenters. Thank you so much for coming. And I just noticed on our chat that there were a couple of questions.
Oh,
Okay.
So there was a question about background checks. How do you vet the volunteers?
We do
We
the
do.
background checks, we do them through our organization, and they're also done through the district.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other one was if they're doing financial literacy, do they work with junior achievement?
Thank you for saying that, because on the east side of the state, we definitely are working with junior achievement, and we're beginning to work on it on this side of the state. There's actually an event that's planned where they're going up to the facility that's in Detroit, and then they'll spend the whole day there.
Okay.
So for financial literacy in Battle Creek, we are working with Goodwill Industries. They have a workforce department, and they are coming to our high schools. And they are like pulling in groups of 10, 20 students to talk about financial literacy and like making purchases that make sense. So yeah. And
Great.
can they hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
If there are any financial institutions, any credit unions, we would love.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the more the merrier.
Did I miss anybody?
Knowledge of the program, very good. Has PNC Bank joined in?
They have not.
No.
Thank you. I will be looking.
Attack them.
I'm writing it down now.
That's good.
Let's have them.
They're very supportive of education, so it's a good source.
Thank you.
Good to know.
I think this phase is gonna be better. Are there any other announcements that I have missed? As I said, we got a whole list of them right now. Remember to see Harriet, buy extra spaghetti tickets, because it freezes. Okay?
Copies if you would like to sign up. I'll leave them.
And is somebody over here?
Does that have
One is for the speaker.
someone's phone number?
On Twitter. Any other ones for?
I feel,
Thank you.
do you share the PowerPoints with everybody?
Mhm.
Cause I can add my phone number there.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to talk to me instead of like sending an email.
Also, the calendar
Okay. I can send that out.
Whether you're an outside person or an inside person, there's a service project for you on the 22nd.
But make sure to sign up.
Yes, sign up over here, both for the pillowcases and for the. Styrofoam this time, right? Styrofoam and electronics. Good night, everybody. Drive home carefully. And wish for no snow 2 weeks from tonight.
It's 9 months here.
And just a reminder about Brian's services next week. Brian's
Yes.
services.
Also, that's on the back of your agenda. Brian's service visitation is 3 to 6 on Sunday. Noon at Barley Estes for this funeral service. It will be followed by the service out at Fort Custer. And the Lion certificate will be presented that day and given probably to Kay. So, and Kay would certainly enjoy all your cards. Thank you, Roger.